Hey there, fishers! Let's be real for a second. Enchanting in Fisch is the ultimate black hole for your hard-earned cash. One wrong move, and poof! Your money's gone faster than a fish snapping at bait. But don't worry, I've got your back. Today, we're diving deep into the enchanting system to figure out which enchants are worth keeping and which ones will leave you broke and frustrated. Because, let's face it, without the right enchants, those shiny new rods and fancy boats will stay just out of reach. So, stick around, because I'm breaking down the definitive Fisch Roblox Rod Enchant tier list. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting to cast your line, this guide will save you time, money, and maybe even a few rage quits. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for and how to turn your rods into unstoppable fishing machines. Let's get started. I'm quickly moving on to the video, and I'm ranking enchants in Fisch. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching. The enchants in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, long and unbreakable. Alright, let's talk about the real underachievers in Fisch Enchantments, the ones that make you question why they even exist. Yep, we're diving into the D tier, the absolute bottom of the barrel. These enchants are so bad they make you wonder if the devs added them for a laugh, or maybe just to fill space. Let's get into it. First up, we have Long. This gem of an enchant increases your rod's line distance by 50%. Sounds exciting, right? Nope. Unless you're out here trying to fish from another continent, this enchant is completely useless. Who's asking for longer casting distance when you're already standing right next to a perfectly good fishing spot? It's like trying to use a fire hose to water your houseplants, completely overkill and totally unnecessary. And then we've got Unbreakable. This enchant boosts your rod's max weight limit by 10,000 kilos. Yeah, you heard that right. 10,000 kilograms. The kicker? Most rods don't even need it because they practically come with an infinite weight limit anyway. It's like giving a weightlifter the ability to carry a feather. Cool, but what's the point? If your rod isn't benefiting from other, more practical enchants, it's probably already in god tier territory weight-wise. So yeah, hard pass on this one. The enchants in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Blessed, Wormhole, and Noir. Oh, here's a question for you. Have you ever wondered if your enchant choices in Fisch are helping you rake in cash or just making your fish sparkle a little brighter? Well, let's dive into some C-tier enchants because, spoiler alert, these might not be your golden ticket to riches. But hey, they're not completely useless either. Let's start with Blessed. This enchant gives all your caught fish a 2% chance of being shiny or sparkling, which boosts their value by 1.9x. Sounds nice, right? Well, don't get too excited. While it's fun to see those pretty shiny fish, the low probability means you're not going to be swimming in gold anytime soon. Think of it as a nice little bonus, but definitely not your go-to if you're serious about making money. Next up, we've got Wormhole. Now this one is kinda quirky. With a 45% chance for your catches to come from a random area, it opens up possibilities you didn't know you needed. Plus, it plays nicely with rods like the Rod of the Depths and No Life Rod, letting you snag event fish from anywhere. It's not exactly a moneymaker, but it's perfect for explorers and collectors who want a bit of variety. Definitely a niche pick, but hey, it's got its charm. Finally, let's talk about Noir. This enchant increases the chances of catching albino fish, 1.15x value, and darkened fish, 1.3x value by 10%. Sounds fancy, right? But here's the thing. Those multipliers just aren't big enough to make a real difference in your wallet. Noir is like that trendy dish everyone talks about, but leaves you hungry. Cool in concept, but you'll want to look elsewhere if you're serious about profits. So, while these C-tier enchants won't make you the ruler of the seas, they each have their quirks and uses. Just don't expect them to transform your fishing career into an empire. Keep casting, experimenting, and maybe save these for when you're feeling a little adventurous. The enchants in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Breezed, Ghastly, Lucky, Mutated, and Scrapper. Oh, you're here for the secret sauce to make your fishing trips in Fisch a total flex, huh? Let's talk about the B-tier enchantments. Not the absolute best, but hey, they'll still make you the envy of the local fishing guild. These are the kind of perks that won't make your jaw drop, but will definitely get you a respectful nod from the pros. Let's dive in. First up is Breezed. If you're fishing during wind weather, and let's be honest, who doesn't love a breezy day? This enchantment cranks up your rod luck by 65%. It's like the little sibling of storming, not as intense, but still gets the job done. Perfect for those calm but lucky vibes, especially if you're not in the mood for storming's chaotic energy. Now, let's get a little spooky with Ghastly. This one gives your catches a 20% chance to be translucent, which boosts their value by 1.3x. It's like your fish decided to go invisible for a little extra pocket change. If your rod doesn't already have a money-focused passive, this enchant is a solid pick. Plus, who doesn't want ghost fish in their collection? That's a conversation starter right there. Moving on, we've got Lucky, your classic boost with a 20% rod luck increase. It's like the safer, less divine cousin of, you guessed it, divine. It won't blow your mind, but it's reliable and works great for casual fishing. Sometimes you just need a dependable charm to get through the day, and Lucky's got your back. And finally, for my bait hoarders out there, let's talk about Scrapper. This enchantment gives you a 60% chance of not using up bait, which is a lifesaver when you're running premium bait. If you're planning a long session and don't want to keep restocking, Scrapper is your best friend. It's practical, simple, and kind of feels like the game giving you a friendly pat on the back for your efforts. So, there you have it. These B-tier enchantments might not top the charts, but they've got their charm, pun absolutely intended. They're like the dependable sidekicks in your fishing adventures. Which one's your go-to? Let me know in the comments, and let's keep those lines tight and those catches legendary. The enchants in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Insight, Sea King, Storming, and Swift. You know that feeling when you're reeling in fish after fish, but you just know you could be doing better? Like, what if your rod had a little more pizzazz? That's where these A-tier enchantments come in. They're not top of the line, but they're dependable, versatile, and can make your fishing sessions a whole lot more satisfying. Let's dive into the details, shall we? First up is Insight, the nerd of the enchant world. Every catch you make grants 50% more EXP, which is fantastic for leveling up faster. Sure, it's not as flashy as clever, but hey, not every enchantment needs to scream, "Look at me." Sometimes steady and solid is all you need to feel like a pro angler. Next, we've got Sea King, an enchantment for those who dream big, literally. It boosts your fish size by 10%, which is perfect for chasing those elusive giant fish. It's not just about bragging rights, bigger fish usually mean better rewards. So if you're tired of pulling in sardines when you're aiming for whales, this one's for you. And then there's Storming, the chaotic cousin of the bunch. When it's raining, your rod luck gets a whopping 95% boost. Pair it with a couple of Tempest totems and you're basically a fishing god. But if the sun's shining, well, this one's sitting on the bench. Still, it's a must-have for stormy weather spammers. Finally, we have Swift, the enchantment for impatient anglers. It cuts your lure time by 30%, meaning less waiting and more action. Sure, it's not as speedy as Hasty, but hey, it still gets the job done. If you're the type who can't stand staring at the water for too long, this is your new best friend. So there you have it. 4 A-tier enchantments that bring their own unique flavor to your fishing adventures. They might not be the absolute best, but with the right setup, they'll have you reeling in success in no time. The enchants in this tier are in order from top left to bottom right: Quality, Controlled, Divine, and Steady. Alright, let's dive into the shiny treasures of Fisch, the S-tier enchants that can transform your basic fishing rod into an absolute legend. You know when you cast your line hoping for that rare fish, but it feels like something's missing? Well, that's what these enchants are here to fix. Each one brings a little magic to your rod, and honestly, once you try them, you'll wonder how you ever fished without them. First up, Quality. This enchant is like the Swiss Army knife of fishing. 15% more luck, 5% extra resilience, and a 15% boost to lure speed. It's perfect for rods that just need a little nudge in the speed department. If you're out there chasing faster bites but don't want to sacrifice too much in other areas, Quality is your best friend. Think of it as the ultimate multitasker. Now, let's talk Controlled. This one increases your rod's control by 0.1 font, and trust me, that tiny number makes a massive difference. If your rod has low resilience or control, this is the enchant to level the playing field. It's like giving your rod a steering wheel, smooth, precise, and reliable. While it might not be the flashiest enchant, it's dependable, and sometimes that's all you need. But if you're a luck chaser, Divine is where it's at. A whopping 45% boost to rod luck? Sign me up! This enchant is for the dreamers, the fishers who are out there aiming for the rarest catches every single cast. Divine doesn't mess around. It's bold, it's powerful, and it's everything you want when you're feeling lucky. And finally, Steady. Picture this. You're in the middle of the fishing minigame and suddenly progress slips away. Ugh, the frustration. Steady says, "Not today, my friend." By reducing progress loss by 25%, this enchant keeps you calm and collected, even during the trickiest catches. It's not just practical, it's a lifesaver, especially for rods that struggle with resilience or control. So, which one's your favorite? Let me know in the comments, or better yet, tell me which one you think makes the biggest splash in Fisch. The enchants in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Clever, Resilient, Hasty, and Abyssal. Alright, let's talk about the real MVPs of Fisch, the S+ tier enchants. You know, the ones that make you feel like Poseidon with a rod in hand, reeling in treasures like it's second nature. These enchants are absolute game changers, whether you're racing to level up, making bank, or fine-tuning your rod to perfection. Let's dive in. First up, Clever. And let me tell you, this enchant lives up to its name. With it, every single catch grants double the EXP. That's right, 100% more. If you're all about fast-tracking your leveling journey and don't have time for endless grinding, this is the enchant you want. It's like hitting the turbo button on your fishing career. Who needs patience when you have Clever? Next, we've got Resilient. This one is a lifesaver if your rod's resilience or control stats are on the struggle bus. It boosts your rod's resilience by a whopping 35%, turning even the flakiest rod into a dependable companion. It's the enchant you didn't know you needed until you realize how smooth your fishing sessions become. Perfect for when you're tired of losing out on that big catch because your rod decided to take a break. And let's not forget Hasty, the enchant for those of us who believe in maximum efficiency. This bad boy slashes lure time by an insane 55%, making it ideal for rods with lower lure stats. Even better, it can push high lure rods to the magical 100 mark. With Hasty, you're not just fishing, you're speed fishing. Say goodbye to endless waiting and hello to rapid-fire catches. Finally, the crown jewel of money-making enchants, Abyssal. This one gives you a 10% chance to reel in Abyssal mutation fish worth a jaw-dropping 3.5x their normal value. But wait, there's more. It also adjusts the weight of your catch, with an 80% chance for 1.3x weight and a 20% chance for 0.8x weight. Translation? Abyssal is your ticket to being the richest angler in the game, turning every trip to the water into a potential gold mine. So there you have it, the S+ tier enchants that turn fishing into an art form. Whether you're grinding EXP, perfecting your rod's stats, or raking in cash like a tycoon, these enchants have got you covered. Trust me, once you try them, there's no going back to basic fishing. It's time to gear up and conquer the waters like the pro you were always meant to be. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.